Hello friends, welcome to my channel Easy to Learn. In this video, we will study about the heart failure, that is the topic of medical surgical nursing of BSc nursing second year. So, let's discuss. It is also known as congestive heart failure and it is a very serious and a complex condition in which the heart muscle has been damaged or has to work too hard because of the heart disease and other disease conditions such as obesity. In this video, we will discuss about the definition of the heart failure, its type, causes, risk factors, signs and symptoms, diagnostic evaluations, its classes and stages, its medical management, surgical management and the nursing management. We will study everything in this video. So, let's start with the definition. Chronic condition. It is a chronic condition in which the heart does not pump blood as well as it should. It can occur if the heart can't pump or fill adequately. It is characterized by the heart inability to pump an adequate supply of the blood to the body. Without sufficient blood flow, all the measures of the body functions will get disturbed. So, let's discuss about the types of the heart failure. It is mainly of 6 types: acute heart failure, chronic heart failure, left-sided heart failure, right-sided heart failure, systolic heart failure and the diastolic heart failure. Let's discuss one by one. In the acute heart failure, the symptoms appear suddenly and go fairly and quickly. It occurs after a heart attack and it may result of the problem with the heart valves that control the blood flow in the heart. So, it is very serious condition. It is not that much serious condition as the chronic condition. So in the chronic heart failure, symptoms are continuous and does not go into over the time. The other types of heart failure are the left-sided heart failure. That is the most common heart failure and fluid may back up into your lungs, causing shortness of breath. That is dyspnea condition. And in the right side heart failure often occurs with the left sided heart failure and fluid may back up into your abdomen, leg and feet. So causing swelling. In the left-sided heart failure, there is a backup in the lungs, and in the right-sided heart failure, there is a backup in the abdomen, legs, and feet that cause swelling. So, let's discuss the systolic heart failure. In the systolic heart failure, the left ventricle can't contract vigorously and indicating a pumping problem. And in the diastolic heart failure, the left ventricle can't relax or fully, indicating a filling problem. In the systolic, you can see, let's make the difference between systolic and the diastolic. So in the systolic heart failure, the left ventricle can't contract, and in the diastolic heart failure, it can't relax. It can't relax and indicating the filling problem. Let's discuss about the cases now. The first case is high blood pressure, that is the hypertension condition. Next is the lung problem. Wait, I am zooming it. Lung problem, that is poor lung supply to the lungs, any lung disease, asthma, bronchitis, obstructive airways and high blood pressure in the lungs. That are the cases. And other medical conditions such as anemia, kidney disease, diabetes, obesity, thyroid disorders. Next is heart problems, that is valve defects, any valve defects in the heart, any rhythm disorder, any heart muscle defect, other disorders of the heart and coronary heart disease. These all are the cases of the heart failure. Next is lifestyle, that is the failure to take preventive medication, any diet, if we have taking excessive salt in our diet or fluid intake is very excessive, so that can cause heart failure, and alcohol and drug misuse is also the case. Let's deal about the risk factors. So, the main risk factors are, as we discussed above, that causes and risk factors both are combined, known as etiology of the heart failure. So, etiology included coronary heart disease, high blood pressure, valvular heart disease, infection, heart failure, pregnancy related heart failure, increased heart rate, heart failure. That can conditions that may be caused due to heart failure, and sometimes heart failure develops from unknown cases. Next is unhealthy behavior, that is sedentary lifestyle. Obese women have 50% greater risk of heart failure than the women at the normal weight. And the sodium and fluid intake, that is excessive amount of salt and fluids if we are taking, that we discussed earlier, and alcohol consumption and drug abuse as the risk factors, are the risk factors. Let's discuss about the clinical manifestations. So it includes fatigue, decreased activity intolerance, dependent edema, weight gain, restlessness, dry cough, insomnia, that is sleeping disorder, ankles edema, tachycardia, increased heart rate, and cardiomegaly, and pulse trends. These are the clinical normal and severe clinical manifestations that include both in the every type of the heart failure. Next is the we will discuss that area wise symptoms that we realize. In the cardio system, S3 sound of the heart can be heard, and apical pulse will enlarge, cyanosis, that is bluer coloration of the skin, bluish, and jugular vein distension. Jugular vein is present in our neck. Backflow of the blood into the pulmonary artery and the vein, backflow. So this is all about the cardiovascular system symptoms. And in the respiratory system, the dyspnea condition we will feel, and cough with exertion, and nocturnal dyspnea. Nocturnal dyspnea is the breathlessness during the night time. Next is the cerebrovascular. So in the cerebrovascular system, that affects the mental status. Heart failure affects the mental status, and light headache we will feel. In the renal system, oliguria and nocturia. Oliguria is the low urine output, and nocturia is the frequent urination during the night time. So in the gastric system, anorexia is the condition in which the patient thinks that he is getting more and more obese, so less intake of the food he will start taking. And next is the nausea, large liver, and ascites. Ascites is also a condition of a liver in which the fluid fills in the abdominal cavity. Okay, hope it is clear. Let's discuss about the diagnosis. So in the diagnosis, first is the physical examination. The nurses or the doctors have to physically examine the patient if he is showing the symptoms of the heart failure or not, is showing what kind of symptoms. Head to toe examination is done in this process. Next is history collection. History collection will help the doctor to tell him that if the patient is having any past surgery, any past heart disease condition, anything else, that will include it in the history collection. Next is the blood and urine test. Next, chest x-ray, ABG analysis, arterial blood gas analysis. Next is ECG. In the ECG, QRS wave is detected. That is QRS. This wave is detected if it is larger than the normal. If this is larger than the normal, then it will show that heart failure condition. Next is echocardiography, stress test, cardiac catheterization, liver enzyme test, and the MRI. These all are included in the diagnostic evaluation of the heart failure. So let's discuss about the heart failure classifications. There are 4 classes present in the heart failure. In the first class, there will be cardiac disease present in the patient. Already a cardiac disease present in the patient, but no symptoms and no limitations in the ordinary physical activity. There will be no limitation. Okay, he will perform every activity with normal way. And next is the second. In the second class, mild symptoms he will show, and slight limitation during the ordinary activity. He will feel slight fatigue during the ordinary activity. That is in the heart failure second class. In the third class, the significant limitation in the activity due to symptoms. There will be symptoms, completely showing of symptoms. In the first, there is no symptom. In the second, mild symptoms. In the third, due to symptoms. That means symptoms are present. And in the fourth stage, yes, comfortable at only rest. If the patient is resting, then he will be comfortable. But in the fourth class, there will be severe limitations, very much limitations and symptoms even while at rest. If the patient is taking rest, even then symptoms will be shown. Next, we will discuss about the stages of the heart failure. In the stages, there are 4 stages. As there are 4 classes, there are 4 stages itself. So first is mild, in which ordinary physical activity and does not cause dyspnea, fatigue. The classes and the stages are very much similar to each other. And in the second, it is also mild, comfortable at rest, and but ordinary physical activity cause dyspnea. In the third stage, comfortable at rest, less than ordinary activity causes dyspnea and fatigue or palpitation. In the fourth is the most severe stage, in which uncomfortable at rest, unable to carry out any physical activity without discomfort. This is all about the classes and the stages of the heart failure. So let's discuss the management of the heart failure. In the management, we will discuss the general prevention, medications used, and the severe CHF treatment and the complications of the heart failure. So let's discuss the general prevention. In the general prevention, there is a lifestyle and dietary changes to achieve and maintain an ideal weight and fitness level. It is generally recommended that people with congestive heart failure follow a heart healthy diet that is low in saturated fat, trans fat, and sodium. Excessive salt leads to fluid retention and increase the blood pressure. Next is the periods of prescribed test. Test should be done periodically. Next is regular treatment and medical care of risk factors such as high cholesterol, hypertension, obesity, smoking, diabetes, and excessive alcohol consumption. These all are included in this. Next, we will discuss about the medications. So, treatment of congestive heart failure also include medications. Medications include ACE inhibitors, that is ramipril, captopril, enalapril, which lower blood pressure. That lowers the blood pressure and reduce strain of the heart. In the aldosterone blockers include aldactone, which may be used to severe congestive. It is used in the severe conditions. Next is the anticoagulants, and these anticoagulants include aspirin, Coumadin, and Plavix, which prevent the formation of blood clots. If the blood clotting formation को prevent करता है, so that can lead to heart attack and stroke. Next is the beta blockers. In the beta blockers include metoprolol, atenolol, propranolol, so which lowers the blood pressure. They also lowers the blood pressure and control the heart rate and reduce the strain of the heart. Next we will discuss about the cholesterol. So cholesterol lowering medications that include statins, which can reduce the risk of heart attack and the stroke. Cholesterol lowering medications also reduce the risk of recurrent heart attack and stroke. Next is digitalis drugs including digoxin, which slows and strengthens the beating of the heart to make the heart muscle more effective in pumping blood. Next is diuretics that include Lasix, Bumex, and Acetaza, which pull excess fluid out of the lungs and tissues of the body, increasing urine production. This is all about the medications of heart failure. Let's deal about the severe congestive heart failure treatment. It includes intensive monitoring and stabilizing of the heart rhythm and vital signs. In some cases, this may require CPR and advanced life-threatening measures such as intubation and mechanical ventilation to support breathing. Next is the intravenous medication to rapidly draw fluid into the lungs and reduce the strain of the heart. Intravenous medications include 100% bioavailability. You all know that, I think. Next is the monitoring heart rate. That and rhythm with an electrocardiogram, blood test to determine the extent of the heart damage. Next is this supplemental oxygen to ease breathing and increase the amount of oxygen that is delivered to the heart tissue and the rest of the body. Next is the treatment of abnormal heart rhythm. Cardiac arrhythmias, we can say, with medication and possibly electrical cardioversion or defibrillation. This is all about the severe treatment. Next is the complications that we face. Before complications, let's see the surgical. So, the complications of the heart failure. What are the possible complications of the congestive heart failure? Congestive heart failure also impacts the quality of life and can lead to serious and permanent disability. You can best help minimize the risk of severe complication of the CHF, congestive heart failure, by following the treatment plan you and your healthcare professional design specially for you. Serious and life-threatening complications of congestive heart failure include cardiac arrest, cardiogenic shock, disability, pneumonia, pulmonary edema, and the serious cardiac arrhythmias. This is all about these complications. Now let's see some nursing management. So this is the priority theme of clinical nursing care for a patient with heart failure, that is monitoring of vital signs, lifestyle modification for the patient, diet modification for the patient, administration of medication and oxygen therapy. Next is coordination of diagnostic examination for efficient clinical management of the patient. Next is provision of counseling and health education to the patient and the family. Health education should be provided. Next is application of ethical principles in caring for the patient with heart failure. These are the priority themes of clinical nursing care for a patient with heart failure. So, as promised, here is some mnemonics that will help you to remember in a better way. So, for the heart failure causes, it is a mnemonics. Heart may die, in which Y is silent. Heart may die. H for hypertension, E for embolism, A for anemia, R for rheumatic heart disease, T for thyrotoxicosis including pregnancy. Next is for M, myocardial infarction. Next is A, arrhythmia, Y is silent here. And next is diet and lifestyle, infection and endocarditis. This is the easy way to remember the causes. Next mnemonics I have for you, that is treatment. For the treatment of congestive heart failure, this is the upload fast. In the unload fast. Unload, you say upright position. Upright position is very helpful for the patient. Nitrates, Lasix, oxygen therapy, ACE inhibitors, digoxin, fluids, decrease amount. Afterload, sodium restriction, and the test including digoxin level, ABG level, and the potassium level. Thanks for watching. If this video will help you, is helpful to you, then please like the video, do subscribe my channel, and please tell in the comment box that how much this video is beneficial to you. Thank you for watching. Thank you.